In this inaugural episode, we'll be covering the terms pieced as well as measure. The videos to follow will expand the understanding and terminology with further ideas from basic interpretations to more advanced theories. Welcome, I'm Binary, and this is Super Street Fencer 2 Turbo. French in origin, pieced translates to a trail or track. Fencing designates it as a strip or the playing area. Distance and width not entirely important. The last 2 meters of the piece are hash marked to warn the fencer before he or she backs off the strip. Additionally, the piece is also marked at the center and at the on-guard lines located on either side of the center. Now, think for a few seconds. Does any of this sound familiar? Center line, on-guard lines, the warnings on the edges of the playfield. Many Street Fighter II stages contain these elements. As an example, here's Boxer Stage. Center line, on-guard lines, as well as end-of-field lines are all there. The Maquis in center stage is a good place to start. That establishes center line, as well as on-guard lines, followed by the 2 marquees flanking each side of the stage, representing the warning markers for end-of-line. Coincidence? Hardly. Let's take another look, this time Dhalsim Stage. Despite headache-inducing screeching, there's much information to glean here. The painted deity as well as the runner establish an on-guard line. Center can be established from there. And the warning markers here would be the source of that headache, the elephants. You see, not all stages are the same due to geographical design. They share the same features you would find in your typical fencing piece, however modified for individual character personalities. So whether end of line is signified by elephants, breakable statues and crates, or even stage designs like marquees, they were put there to establish a boundary, to let the player know when they are getting backed into a corner, or in this case, backed into the end of the stage. Now that we properly set the stage, so to speak, let's move on to measure. Quite simply, this is the distance between the fencers, and in the case of a fighting game, distance between the 2 players. Possibly one of the more critical aspects of both fencing and fighting games, the measure between the combatants determines many factors ranging from preparation and presentation to broken time and right away. Distances such as close, sweep, or full, of course, are familiar with fighting communities. Regardless, they fall unto measure. With the correct measure for a given situation, a player opens up more advanced options to engage in a manner that is conducive to their playstyle. Here we can see Cigar Bob and myself sparring. Note, start of each round, the measure is roughly command sweep range. Not including varied strengths of special attacks, Honda has roughly 26 moves, including a block that can be performed. Ken has roughly 29 to 30 moves, not including varied strengths of specials. That totals 810 different combinations between the 2 players that can happen within the first 60th of a second. Now, over 800 combinations of actions is nothing to scoff at, so join me next time, where we'll be going over preparation, point in line, and right of way. So I'll cover everything from the mindset pre-match to start of round up to an initial attack and why it was successful or not. I'm Binary, and this has been Super Street Fencer 2 Turbo.